It was early October when my high school friend and I decided to attend a concert in Minneapolis, MN. The show wrapped up close to midnight, and luckily, our hotel was just a short walk, about 10 minutes from the venue. Tired but still buzzing from the energy of the night, we got back to our room, a spacious, loft-style suite with high ceilings and hardwood floors. After talking for a while about the highlights of the concert, we finally fell asleep around 2:30 a.m., sharing the king-sized bed. I was lying closest to the window, with my friend nearer to the door. Sometime in the middle of the night, I woke up to the sound of her moving around. She whispered that she was going to get some water. Half asleep, I didn't respond, and just kept my eyes shut, hearing her footsteps across the hardwood floor. Then, the faint sound of the door unlocking and opening reached my ears. This struck me as odd. Why would she leave the room just for water? I opened my eyes and stared at the ceiling in confusion. Then instinctively, I turned my head to the left and froze. My friend was still in bed, curled up on her side, sound asleep. My stomach dropped. Who or what had just left the room? I stared at the ceiling for what felt like hours, but was probably only minutes, convincing myself I'd imagined the whole thing. Just as I began drifting back to sleep, muffled voices outside our door jolted me awake again. I figured it was just other hotel guests, so I kept my eyes closed, trying to ignore it. Then I heard the deadbolt click, the door creak open and close, and the bolt lock again. My heart pounded. Soft, deliberate footsteps crossed the room toward the bed. I felt the mattress sink slightly, as if someone had just climbed onto it. Slowly, I cracked my eyes open just enough to see what was there. My breath caught in my throat. Perched over my sleeping friend was a dark, lanky figure with long, greasy hair. Its body was hunched unnaturally, its presence almost suffocating. It didn't move, just stared intently at her, as though studying her. I lay paralyzed with fear, desperately trying not to breathe too loudly. Then I did the only thing I could think of. I began praying silently in my head. The moment I whispered, "Dear Lord," the figure's head snapped toward me so fast that its hair whipped around. Its dark, hollow gaze locked onto me, and before I could process what was happening, it started crawling toward me. Its movements were horrifying, both jerky and unnervingly slow at the same time. I squeezed my eyes shut as tightly as I could, praying harder and faster, the words tumbling over each other in my mind. Suddenly, I felt an intense rush of heat wash over me, and just as quickly, an overwhelming sense of relief. When I dared to open my eyes again, the room was empty. The figure was gone. I lay there for the rest of the night, too terrified to sleep, the faint sounds of the city outside the only thing grounding me. To this day, I don't know if it was a dream, a hallucination, or something far worse. But I've never stayed in that hotel again.